an hour before the new moon is exact?
Um,
I mean, like, how do you feel in the darkest dark of the moon, even though it's daytime?
just very wet. Like I really am getting to the point where it's possible for me to cry, which is a whole new place that hasn't been possible in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Um, I've cried out of tiredness a few times. You know, like I don't know. I'm one of those people. If I get really overtired, I might burst into tears, but I'm not actually crying. It's physical. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't slept in 2 days or whatever. My body's like, but not really crying. I feel very. I think I'm unraveling a little bit to get to a clearer space, which is good because there's a lot of disconnected. You were talking about feeling disconnected. I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
disconnected puzzle pieces
Yeah.
right now.
Strewn about.
Yeah, and I keep trying to think about how to pull things together.
It feels like it's going to take work to do that.
I think so. And
Like, it's not just a matter of gathering things together and putting it
like
back together. Yeah.
and that's one of those things that I keep wondering about, which I don't know if this is broadly applicable or if it has more to do with my life, where I keep wondering about if there's some piece not yet present that needs to exist for things to lock together and start, for gears to start moving again.
Yeah.
And if that's represented in the new, if that's represented in the astrology of the new year, which is very tight, or if it's simply like a quality of mind where I need to understand something that I don't understand or to view something differently. Because right now I have aftermath. And I think a lot of people have, sort of like aftermath, even if there are new influences in their lives or some things have fallen away, or someone has come in or whatever.
It feels part of the aftermath. Even the new pieces feel like aftermath.
Right. And I think that's very much a quality of the moment where we're processing what we've already done. And I do think that probably extends, I feel like my message, I'm boring because I say the same thing a lot, but I think that message extends a bit because there's so much to digest and so much to let go of. And so I think right now, right before the new moon, a lot of it is also just not acknowledging the hurts in the sense of you did this, you did not that, because that's already been done. Like it's aftermath, so that's already happened. And instead acknowledging how very sort of loose and messy, the quality of interior life is right now, without a lot to hold it together, when we take away some of the exterior structural elements and we say concretely that they may not be returning.
Yeah.
We don't know what structural elements will I would say take their place, but I don't actually think that's the case. I think simply emerge, what structural elements will be relevant.
It feels like there's blank in anything new. Everything that should be new, something that's different from what we've been dealing with, it still feels connected to the old. It doesn't feel new. There's no new element. I have my old plan that I'm putting off a year, maybe, who knows? I don't feel like there's anything new right now. And that causes anxiety for me.
And it's somewhat prohibited because, we really can't see what will be possible. And I think that is a lot of the stress, where there's an idea, I might like to do this, I might want to do that, but we don't know if that, what shape it takes.
It's amorphous. Yeah, it's undifferentiated.
And the isolation quality, and some of that is Neptune. Like, I had to realize where Neptune is in the sky. It's hitting everything to blur it out a little bit. I'm going to put up a chart here as long as we're talking astrology. But it's also, let's see here. I can say that so Neptune it's right across from Venus right now, and then it's square the North Node. Um, but I can also say that it's hitting my, for me specifically, it's uh, it's trine my Sun, and what is it? It's squaring. It's squaring my Venus Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
So also, I have no idea, what is real. I'm just trying to go with it. I talked about, feeling like a little mole in the dark, scratching around
Mm-hmm.
in whatever direction I think might smell appropriate. Um, but I think for the larger, group of people, if we see, there's this really nice article talking about the nodes, and it talks about seeing the north node as solar and the south node as lunar.
Yeah, I could see that definitely.
And it's a really strong, I should send you the article. It's one because I was looking at my teaching materials, and it was a handout that I give,
I hadn't heard that before. That's valuable.
the course of the class. I forget who wrote it, but I have it. I can send it to you. But I feel like it's a very strong analogy, and it's kind of backed up by how we actually come up with the nodes.
Mm-hmm.
And so if our north node at the moment, right, our solar expression in a certain way of where we should be going, how we should be shining our light toward what direction, is square Neptune, and Neptune is like
Mm-hmm.
city. I think that.
Venus is moving into the fourth leg of that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for Venus, it's less of a big deal. I think it might help a little bit because people will possibly be less mean.
Let's hope, but they're going to be kind of picky, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they can be kind about it. But it throws up some. Sorry, my kid's losing her mind over here. It might throw up some illusion around what you actually want to happen.
Yeah.
Like you might be confused about what it is you really desire.
Sure. I mean, I think
Particularly when it's at cross purposes to the nodes, not where you need to be and where you've been. I guess what we just said about the whole, not knowing where we're going, and everything behind us seems fragmented, everything ahead of us seems amorphous. This seems pretty indicative. You like latch right onto that, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well,
in that case, the Capricorn stuff actually is helpful.
In a way. I mean, let me look at it.
Because it provides some ease, some solidity.
Yeah. Oh, I just lost us somehow. Where are you? Oh, my computer's doing that thing where it only lets me have one screen,
Oh, yeah.
It takes away the screen. Yeah, I think that Capricorn at least tells us what is permitted, kind of thing. And that's structural a bit.
Reality will intrude at some point.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that is knowable, I don't think everyone's had the same experience, but for people that, I've had major Pluto, this has all been a major Pluto transit for me, and for my son, and all of our family charts are so tightly tied. I love looking at family charts. I love looking at seeing how everybody in the family works together and supports each other, or is at cross purposes, or whatever the family relationships. I love doing that. But anyway, in our particular setup over here, has been very much Pluto, very much cutting away. We've had losses, lots and lots and lots and lots of loss. And so what there is like a very strong awareness of like, okay, okay, that's whatever, our bottom line has gotten very low. The bottom line is like, well, are we homeless? Well, no, we're not homeless.
Yeah.
That's good. And having some I mean, I'm always having some gratitude for whatever
I was
is.
going to say that reminded me of the conversation about gratitude that we had.
Yeah, but I think that that element of Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter is to make very big what your bottom line is. And I think a lot of people, whether or not they're having a Pluto transit, are coming to some awareness of what their bottom line is, wherever that Capricorn,
Yeah,
whatever house.
everybody's having a Pluto transit somewhere. Just
Right,
may not be as
right. Yeah, whatever. It may not
obvious.
be to a planet, but wherever that house is, like what house is your Capricorn?
Uh, fifth and sixth.
Do you
Yeah,
see
but
the
I
bottom
think
line?
it's solidly in the sixth now. Now that I think about
Yeah.
it.
Do you see your bottom line showing up
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Yeah. Independent of it aspecting my planets, which it
Yes,
did.
just right.
Yeah. And well, I guess it continues to some
Mhm,
extent, but it's mostly past.
mhm.
Blessedly mostly past.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing the day-to-day stuff
Mhm,
transform, and the health stuff
mhm.
definitely is on the horizon. You know, it's
Right.
like you can see it coming.
And your
It's
work bottom line too, right?
yeah,
What you're willing to do for work, what you're
yeah.
not willing to do for work, what's your bottom line in terms of day-to-day life, livelihood, schedule, all that kind of thing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. Um, and I'm trying to think, my Saturn is in the eighth house, you know. Yeah, it's definitely a very up from the depths transformation of this area for me, and yeah, I think I haven't really. I'm not worried about it. Um, I think Pluto going through, my Capricorn moon and some of that stuff. Uh, I'm not really afraid of being destroyed anymore.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
don't actually really care a whole lot.
Mhm,
I'm not even really afraid of it hurting,
mhm.
and I'm not afraid of going toward it. I I am finding myself, it's more sitting with those fragments that are left behind, like what we're talking about just in a smaller sense with the pandemic, is that I don't know what to do with them yet.
Yeah.
Everything ahead is amorphous, everything behind is fragmented. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing right now in between.
Yeah.
The trauma's popping out through in a way it couldn't, because it was active trauma before, but now
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
able to deal with just some
That's
bullshitty stuff.
right.
But
That's one of the things we were talking about, I think.
yeah,
It makes
I'm
me,
in between.
yeah. I want to play this song that you might already know it, but it makes me think of it so much. It's the song I Don't Care. Let me see if I can find it. Um, let's see. Because I was listening to this song yesterday and really feeling it. And it's such a great one um, for like exactly what you were talking about.
Music is therapy for me.
Yeah, music is big. Let's see. I have to find it, but I think it's gonna be worth it. If I could remember who sang it, I could find it that way, but I can't. So I have to find it on a playlist that is around here somewhere. Let's see here. Let's see.
I'm somebody who really dislikes country music.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy old um, bluegrass type stuff sometimes, um, or specific things for specific reasons. But I had a real intense relationship with an Emmylou Harris song this week that I had never really listened to before. I mean, I was aware of it. But it's like it's called From Boulder to Birmingham,
Uh-huh.
and it just popped up on one of my playlists and kept replaying.
Uh-huh.
And every time it would play, I'd just like dissolve into tears. And it's like, I had to figure out why this is affecting me so much. I'm still figuring that out. It becomes something to analyze, but I feel like it's a vehicle
Mhm.
to trauma relief somehow. Not that particular song, but that,
Yeah.
as a specific example.
Okay, I'm gonna play the song. We don't have to like sit and listen to the whole thing or anything, but I want
Oh,
to
I'm curious.
because it's
You have great music.
it's my mood, man, and it is vaguely country for whatever reason, which is not normal for me.
Yeah, I'm not for me either.
I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you fight me. I don't care if you won't. I don't care if there's lightning. I don't care if there's smoke. I don't care if it's frightening. I don't care if it's just. I don't care if it's tomorrow. I don't care if it's at all. I don't care if it's the big. I don't care if it's the long. And I don't.
I love it.
I don't care if it's barrel. I don't care if it's Steve. I don't care if it's Carol. I don't care if it's Eve. I don't care if it's Beryl. I don't care if it's Snape. I don't care if it's Pharaoh. I don't care if it's sitting on my bed. I don't care if it's tomorrow. I don't care if it's at all. I don't care if it's forbidden. I don't care if it's the law. And I don't.
So that's that.
Who is that?
That is Phosphorescence.
I don't know that song. I like it. It must be alt country.
Yeah, I guess so. It's not the kind of thing I necessarily. Well, I'll listen to anything, but you know, it's not. I don't listen to much country music. And the album is "Here's to Taking It Easy," and there's two songs I like on that album. There's that one which is I don't care if there's cursing, and there's another one, "The Mermaid Parade," which is like a real relationship song.
I like the emotion. It made me feel emotion. I can't even put my finger on why I like it so much.
Well, it's rare because it's such a deep ambivalence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is rarely expressed. And I feel like it's often regarded as a male emotion, deep ambivalence. Like there are more male songs expressing it, but I feel like it's a really human emotion,
Mm-hmm.
air sign emotion. Anybody's got an
Mm-hmm.
can have some deep ambivalence, and I like that song because he goes through all the things he doesn't care and all the people there's maybe a big implication that perhaps his sweetheart has had some entanglement with someone else because he lists all the names that he doesn't care if it is. And I don't know. Anyway, I was listening to that song in the car yesterday and I was like,
uh-huh. Yeah.
like whatever it is, okay.
I need, it's funny. I need that ambivalence. And I think I'm trying to curry that emotional place where my limbic system can't be just accessed by everyone and anybody and anything at any time. It's funny because my former roommate from college had put up some old pictures not too long ago, and she said she talked about this like I would remember it, because obviously I would remember it. It's like I not remember this, but she said I used to have a note taped to the fridge that said no ambivalence, and that she's always thought about that, always thought about that, and she's really taken that as a rallying cry. It's like I don't even remember that until she said it. It's like I kind of do, but it's like because I'm always ambivalent.
I love it. I love it. It makes me think of being God, I think I was 19 or 20 and living with some people in a funny little apartment. And I remember I made a big sign, I taped a piece of paper together. I made a big sign that went all the way around the room that said, wake up and drink the coffee. That's what it makes me think of. You know, this idea of having such passion. And it's really good. I wonder if that actually about the ambivalence thing, because although it certainly is an air sign quality and I have air, but it's also like, you know, with these big transits that a lot of people are having, and the way that everyone on a certain level has experienced a deep loss recently.
Yeah.
Or many, but at least one. And whether or not, you know, to survive those, you do get kind of killed in a way. And I have wondered quite a bit about that, whether it's certainly helpful. I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that, you know, that because there's like a construct that we use, particularly in Western sort of ideology and in self-help, you know, in this whole realm that we both work in, ideology of living inside hope and of manifesting your wishes and of all of those forward-looking sort of Jupiter vibe things. And I'm all, you know, I'm all for those things, but I also think there's a certain place of not living in hope and of living in, what's the right word? Almost stasis of accepting where you are and waiting to see what becomes, you know, or what comes, especially in regard to Pluto, where the idea is, are you permitted to have anything? And Pluto will answer that question, you know, like, no, you know, you don't get it. And then later be like, well, maybe this. Pluto will be like, well, this little bit can grow, but that's, you know, it's very specific, right?
And only right now, for sure. We don't know if it'll still grow later.
Right, very pointed.
Yeah, letting things happen rather than controlling the outcome. And, you know, you talk about hope, like hoping for specific things as opposed to just hoping that you do well. I sometimes, you know, you're all alone and you're thinking, oh God, just some help, please, just some help. I don't even know what help I want. And it actually feels healthier to me at this point in time not to ask for anything specific. I'm so aware of that whole monkey's paw aspect of Pluto and Capricorn. It's like
John talks about that. My son talks about that all the time. He's not an astrologer, but just about the monkey's paw.
Yeah. I am so aware of that. Anytime I wish for something, it's like you almost like want to just like nail down, like trying to say, okay, but this, but not that, and I don't want it this way, but I want it like that. And I feel like it's less superstition and just more being aware of what I'm asking for. But yeah, the hope thing becomes less about hope and more about control then, which I guess would be Jupiter and Capricorn.
Well, I think asking for help is actually incredibly valuable.
I got it right away.
Open in that it opens you up. It's valuable in that way, in that you say, in the act of asking for help, you're relating to the universe, which is much larger than you. And that's very important. And that you're relating to not having all of the answers and not being a complete and discrete entity. And I think that's really almost the most valuable part, because you entangle yourself at that moment with the rest of creation. And, you know, and you're like, okay, you know, bring me whatever it is.
Yeah.
I may not know what it is. But I feel like it puts you in the right relationship, particularly without asking for, specifics. Similarly, like with what you do, I always think of that line, God make me an instrument of your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, if you put a specific on it, it's not going to help. It's much better to just see what you get.
Yeah, I'm actually hearing matchmaker, make me a match from from Fiddler on the Roof. You talk about all these things that are horrible about men. It's like, don't give me that. Give me this. Don't give me that. And at the end, it's just kind of like, give me a good man. Give me something that works. I think I feel more at ease when I'm not asking for anything specific. I mean, when I'm genuinely not asking for anything specific rather than trying to train myself out of not asking for anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be, crushed by gold or whatever with that monkey's paw.
Right.
But getting away from the fear aspect of it and more into the, I guess, trying to control my controlling nature, trying to control the control out of me. I don't have any air. And I'm water heavy and earth heavy and fire, obviously. But trying to be a little bit more airy about things and not have everything be so dire, even just asking for help.
Right.
So for me, this air new moon, gosh, where is it? It's in my third house. That would be attitude. So maybe a better attitude. That would be okay.
I think I have it in the 6th. Yeah, I mean, here we're doing new work relationship. So that's
yeah. And dealing with pandemic hygiene. I mean, not specific things, but just the idea of it. How are we going to structure day to day?
Yeah, for sure.
And what's appropriate? That's 6th house.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
I'm trying to get my life organized somehow.
Oh, yeah, that's big. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. Oh.